Franchises are inescapable. The endless sequel format works well, with blockbusters like Star Wars and the Fast and Furious movies able to make hits with every release. But there are some movies out there that would maybe just be better off left alone. Whether the first films were standalone greats or bargain bin flops, here are some upcoming sequels that we just can't believe are being made. Wedding Crashers 2. The 2005 hit Wedding Crashers is finally ready to crash theaters again in the form of a sequel, according to Variety. The original grossed over $200 million domestically over a decade ago, and now Wedding Crashers director David Dobkin is laying the groundwork for a sequel that could include 007 himself, Daniel Craig. Dobkin wrote on Quora, "Vince, Owen, and myself sat around at Owen's house one day and broke the story. It was really funny. We wanted Daniel Craig to be the ultimate wedding crasher, with his sexy body and his speedo, and the two guys would be incredibly threatened by him." Provided Dobkin can tap into the same chemistry, energy, and knockdown laughs the all-star cast summoned for the first film, this could actually be a sequel worth waiting for. Then again, fans hope the same thing for Zoolander 2, and look how that turned out.
Old LeMay?
Yes, on both counts. American Pie 5. Since 1999, the American Pie franchise has given the world 3 additional servings of Jim, Oz, Finch, Michelle, and Stifler. And that's not even counting the 4 straight-to-DVD spin-offs, which are all pretty much, well... In the wake of 2012's American Reunion, the 4th theatrical installment of the franchise, talk was already turning to a 5th film. In 2015, Tara Reid revealed that a 5th chapter in the raunchy comedy saga was indeed in the works, and that they may be doing it in Las Vegas. And as surprising as it sounds, the franchise might still actually be bankable. American Reunion brought in $234 million worldwide. Assassin's Creed 2. Practically from the moment it hit theaters, hype for Assassin's Creed fell even harder than Michael Fassbender's stunt double. Even before the film opened, however, executive producer Patrick Crowley told GameSpot that he fully expects to make Assassin's Creed the start of a film franchise, saying, "It's not a one-off. Everybody expects that this movie will continue." Star and producer Michael Fassbender also told Cinema Blend in December 2016 that tentative plans were already laid out for a film trilogy. This is the sort of origin to this story. We have an idea of where he's going to go over the next 2 films. We kind of did a 3-film arc. Both Fassbender and Crowley have been tight-lipped about the sequel's development ever since. But despite bombing in the box office, foreign ticket sales have launched Assassin's Creed's gross well past its production budget of $125 million, making this sequel all the more likely. Gremlins 3. More than 30 years after Gremlins arrived in theaters, and more than 25 years after its follow-up Gremlins 2: The New Batch underwhelmed at the box office, star Zach Galligan has confirmed that Gremlins 3 has been given the go-ahead, along with an extra piece of good news.
It's not going to be a reboot. It will not be a remake in any way, shape, or form.
The 3rd installment in the franchise reportedly has Steven Spielberg and original Gremlins screenwriter Chris Columbus attached, and Carl Ellsworth, who wrote Disturbia, Red Dawn, and The Last House on the Left, is on board to write the script. All that aside, rumors have been swirling about a 3rd Gremlins for years. We'll see if it actually happens this time. Goon, The Last of the Enforcers. Goon, The Last of the Enforcers is a follow-up to Goon, starring Sean William Scott with a supporting cast that boasts Liev Schreiber, Alicia Cuthbert, and Wyatt Russell. Jay Baruchel, who also played a supporting role in the original, has signed on to direct the sequel. Baruchel told Metro News Toronto he's taking the job seriously and doesn't want to let Goon fans down. You have no choice but to give them something that you think is better than the first movie. So that's why it took 5 years between the first 2 movies. It's because we wanted to make sure we got it right. Zombieland 2. It's the return of the double tap. In late 2016, Deadpool writers Paul Wernick and Rhett Reese revealed to Kevin Smith on Geeking Out that they received backing to pursue a sequel to their surprise hit. A Zombieland sequel has been discussed numerous times since the original racked up over $100 million during its 2009 box office run, but those talks have obviously all come to naught. So while Wernick and Reese's excitement is infectious, we're still taking this with the teeniest grain of salt for now. Saw Legacy. This is the horror franchise that just won't go away. Saw Legacy will be the 8th installment in the franchise. That's not exactly surprising, but since the last one was called Saw 3D, the final chapter, well, we kind of hoped it really was. While not much is known about the plot, it seems safe to assume Saw Legacy will involve a group of people being forced to play sadistic games to stay alive. Michael and Peter Spirik directed, and it's scheduled to drop October 27th, 2017, just in time for Halloween. The Predator. After a long, painful run of cheesy cash-ins, it's about time we got a decent Predator movie. And Shane Black's 2018 installment, called simply The Predator, is already looking like a killer. Black, who wrote Lethal Weapon and directed The Nice Guys, among plenty of other Hollywood classics, has been tapped to write and direct. And he said he plans to push the franchise forward with a sequel rather than a reboot. Black, who actually played a big part in the original, told Collider he was reluctant to take the gig until Fox told him he'd have enough money to deliver the movie he really wanted to make. Given Black's track record for quality action-packed blockbusters like Lethal Weapon and Iron Man 3, this bodes well. Frankly, the most unbelievable thing about the sequel is that after so many years, it might actually be completely awesome.
Yeah. Stick around.
Thanks for watching. Click the looper icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.